Welcome to day 87 of the shoot. In the final film, you may only see a small fraction of the detail that goes into the set dressing of New York. So this is an opportunity to have a look at the streets and shops of New York and see all the hard work and research and detail that's gone into recreating New York in 1933.
165 Bravo, take 1, B marker.
It really came down to what parts of New York that we were trying to create here in terms of the story.
We can put a distant view of Broadway down one of our blue screen streets.
So we've sort of built a theatre district which is at the lower end of the set. We're doing Times Square at one stage, we're doing Herald Square, which is where Macy's is. It's New York compressed into 2 blocks.
There's also a sort of a middle to lower class kind of part of town where it's perhaps more ethnically diverse with a lot more colour and a lot more kind of life to it, I guess. So the part of town we're sort of standing in at the moment reflects that, hardware shops and apothecaries, delicatessens and gun shops, which they used to have. So it's really sort of a potpourri of that sort of neighbourhood.
And you can see behind me, this is a theatrical supplies store. It's in the downmarket end of town, so we've had to sort of interpret whether or not it would be, an upmarket, downmarket kind of a street, and what those differences would be. And we've taken pretty much gone a sort of cluttered way for the more downmarket places. Like, for instance, there's one over here, the little Wali's, which is a Chinese bazaar, which is just absolutely full to the brim of stuff.
Well, one of the nice things about doing research is you often come across unexpected little details that you would never have thought of. I mean, we found this great sign for the NRA, which is the National Recovery Association. It was a government-sponsored way of generating work for unemployed people, and there's a lot of those sorts of signs, graphics and flags hanging around New York at the time, so we've also got a smattering of them on our set as well. Lutzenberger's, we thought we were going to need a sort of kosher butcher's here, just because it's we found reference of a butcher's.
So these were moulded off real carcasses, and it took like a week for the mould to set. So you can imagine how it was when he was unwrapping the mould.
Oh. We had maggots. Oh.
The sort of type of stuff that was used, displaying chickens with their heads on, all that sort of slightly gruesome stuff was sort of every day and back in the 30s. They didn't come in plastic bags, So it was all part of the sort of major effort that's gone into this major dressing team.
We're standing in Times Square, and we've gone to a lot of trouble to copy a very good 1933 photograph. And in doing so, we've tried to use all the same shops and as much of the same dressing as we possibly can. For example, Worth and Worth is a hat shop that was on this particular corner in Times Square in 1933. Same with Kaiser underwear shop. Next door to it again was actually the Dolly hat shop.
When you look at it from a distance, it looks like a normal shop. They look like, the big blocks. The depth looks like it's there. It looks like a functioning street. It's just when you get inside them, you see that, we are cheating a little bit.
So we've done a lot of dressing around the windows and things like that to make it feel like it's got more depth than it actually has. And of course we have to be prepared for Peter, he may invent something on the day, so we've sort of gone a little bit further than perhaps we needed to with the dressing inside the doorways and further back behind the windows, just in case he does want to get closer to these shops. I'd like to think that we just give it greater depth, even though it's the background, and people will be able to look past the actors' heads and maybe see some details they like.